Hello all, and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. Well, we're still embarked upon some ridiculous challenges to myself this week, one of which being, of course, trying to get 500 key fruit, and the other one, well, I still need to catch the blasted legend. So, I may very well have to ensure that it starts chucking it down with rain by using a totem. Not the end of the world, but still somewhat frustrating. Otherwise, one of the major things that we need to do today is, well, struggle. I'd say that, but need to make sure that everything is organized. Now, with the key fruit, it's less of an organizational issue, it's more of a, well, we need to actually just make sure we have it. And it's not always the easiest to grab because, of course, there's nowhere to instantly get it by the looks of things. It is you've got to hope that you find it. I seem to have caught a few of them whilst fishing. I'm just trying to see what other things there are. And where else I can get them from. Because, unsurprisingly enough, I'd quite like to get some. Because, again, being able to have what I need would be quite handy, really. Righty. I should probably reorganize how these fishing traps are laid out. I know they're very much just scattered. It's only because every time I pick one up by accident, I ended up just slapping it down somewhere else. Again, no method to the madness. It was just slap it down, get it done. Which was mentioned in a previous comment earlier, I think on episode 93, which I totally understand. Yeah, it's an unusual layout. But again, still trying to figure out how I want the farm to look. That's mainly what I'm after here. Now, let's see. Well, we've got some more key beans. We've obviously got all the rice that we're going to harvest. That's nice and easy, I guess. It's not like the most exciting of crops, really. I mean, it's only rice, but hey, it's a thing. Okay. I think still, though, having it all growing here rather than on Ginger Island is probably the best plan of action for me, as it does allow me to make sure I can, well, manipulate it as and when it comes up and is ready. And that's kind of an important factor in this. Because, shockingly enough, I'd quite like to be able to get these Mr. Key fruit. I'd like to make sure that I can end up with exactly what I need and have a good run of it, really. I think I can achieve it. It's just, we will see, because it's certainly a possibility that I could screw it up royally. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that I've done that. Now, obviously, these potatoes here, they're just out of reach of the Junimo. But then, that's not too much of a worry. That's, you know, just placement. Because part of my logic is very much I'm not as an aesthetically minded individual. I think that's probably the easiest way of putting it. I'm not going to worry about, does my farm look pretty? It's, does my farm make sense to me? A lot of the time. And, well, to be fair, a lot of the time my farm barely makes sense to anyone, so it's kind of an understandable sort of point where I go, oh, okay, yeah, I've done some weird and wonderful. Okay. Let's see if we can get anywhere else around here. Well, let's make some more truffle oil, because I might need more of the rain totems, because again, they're incredibly useful. They can make sure that it actually rains, which, hey, I need it to do so. Because, well, to put it very bluntly, I need to make sure that I can get the rainy weather, which I got screwed over by the incredible lack of in the spring last year. I don't know if there's like a particular calculation, if like it'll always rain on X, Y, Z dates. Maybe that's only in year one, or even if there is any, it's just entirely random. Because yeah, I need it to happen. It's a very major, important aspect of trying to catch the legend. As well as that, of course, I've got all these preserve jars that I still need to make the last of, and place in here, and then I can start actually having more preserves on the go, which again, that's another good thing that I really want, because again, they are a good use for the veg. I'd rather be able to cycle through making more money from putting in fruit and veg into whether to be turned into juice, wine, or preserves or pickles. And I think that's a reasonable and vaguely sensible idea. I mean, it seems vaguely sensible to me. Because that way I can just maximize the money. And I'm almost at 2 million. I haven't really been trying today to try to get the 2 million. But again, that's something that I do need to work on, because 2 million will allow me to get up to, well, the return scepter's value, and that's really something I definitely really want. Of course, after that, though, I'm going to still need to get 10 million to get the golden clock, and then I'll need another million at least just to get Pam's house upgraded. So money is going to be a thing, but what I will probably do is, once I've got the ability to do so, purchase the from Pierre to get all of the seeds from all year, is to grow a bunch of fairy roses and mix them with diamonds to get more of the fairy dust, and then just try to improve the aging of the wines in the casks, because again, value. And I don't think it would be a terrible thing for me to grow just a lot of them. I mean, I've got the ability to do so thanks to Ginger Island, so I might as well. I've not really tried putting any beehives on Ginger Island, so maybe that's something I could also do, is because I haven't really got much in the way of like honey production here. And actually, I should probably put some more of those in, because I've removed the hives because I reorganized the farm. And maybe putting in some hives would be a really nice idea. Because honey's a good idea. Generally speaking, it's a nice product to have. It can be turned into mead. It can be used in, I think, a couple of the cooking recipes. Well, I mean, assume you can use it in a couple of the cooking recipes. It makes sense, after all. Being that honey is kind of a big thing in, generally in cooking. But I could be wrong, because I've not really looked. And it's something I do need to do, is really study through the cooking things, because there's still a few of them that I haven't got, and I do need to figure out where one gets the recipe, because I believe that most of the ones that I haven't got are friendship related. So this could be fun. But that's just going to be how this one goes. I do really need him, though. Because, again, I really want to have the completion. I want the perfection. And as mentioned on a previous video, I need to get all of the rare crows, which I can't remember if I've actually got. I may have to go through and check. I mean, thankfully they are numbered, so it's not actually as hard as, I thought. But that's something I do need to do, is just make sure I have all the rare crows. So I can actually get the perfection. And I know I've dossed off a little bit with regards to that. I've just not really bothered with that. And that shouldn't take me too long, though, thankfully. But it is something that needs to be done. So I think that's going to involve me actually going back out to the desert anyway and going to the casino. Which, to be fair, I do need to go back to the desert anyway and kind of hope that I can find more of the very annoying artifact spots, to hope that I can get the one that I need, the golden mask. But at the same time, I think also hitting up the volcano to try to get more Omni Geodes, or actually going through the mines again on its harder difficulty that it currently is on, just to try to get the Omni Geodes to swap those out for golden treasure troves. So there's a lot that still needs to be done. It's kind of frustrating. But there are ways around things. So once I get the expanded Pierre's shopping inventory, which I'm going to do with my once I complete this next key quest, the one regarding what's it called, all the key fruit. Once that's done, then I will definitely be upgrading Pierre's stock, because yeah, that's sensible and quite prudent, methinks. But for now, let's head on over to town. So we've got a couple of ideas on the go. That's kind of a big thing, really, isn't it? Just trying to figure out what on earth do I actually want or need to do. And let's see. Well, I'm going to go into the saloon because I need to deposit some eggs in the fridge. I mean, I don't know how pleased I'd be if I received a bunch of eggs that of a mysterious selection as well. It's not like there's that many regular chicken eggs. It's a selection of dinosaur, void chicken, duck. I mean, duck, yeah, I could get. Although that's something that I've never really done. I've only ever really used chicken eggs. I think that's just kind of the commonplace general stand-in egg. I wouldn't mind trying to use duck or goose eggs or something else, again, because I believe they do have different flavor, they've got different consistencies, different uses, and because they are a different food product. But again, I've never really had the chance to do that, which is kind of a shame, really. And I feel that maybe that's something I should really look into. Because, yeah, that could actually be kind of interesting. And see what I can do with it. So maybe that's something I should try later on. Because, it's a thing. Admittedly, the major supermarket that I live near doesn't actually have anything other than chicken eggs. So that's probably one of the main reasons for me not really having done much. In the same way, I don't know about everyone else watching this, but I would consider, for example, certain egg-based foods more American, such as deviled eggs. Now, I only say this because when I've spoken to other Americans that I know, or have obviously within American media, there's a lot of talk of deviled eggs, and it's not something that I've ever seen in the UK. So it might sound that maybe I've just been particularly sheltered in a weird way, but I've never seen them. I've eaten them because I've made them, because my curiosity was very much well, what the hell are they? This I need to know. And yeah, okay, they're all right. It's just egg with a bit of paprika. It's not anything really to write home about. I mean, this is where I'm going to be horribly insulting somebody's long-standing family recipe that's actually got some other stuff in it. It's actually fantastic. But as a general rule of thumb, I haven't really seen them at all, ever. I just genuinely do not know if there's is there something more to them? Are they supposed to be better or something? Again, because it's a very American food for me, it's not something I've ever really bothered with. Admittedly, I did look at cooking a bunch of them for a office potluck recently. I didn't end up doing them in the end. I decided to go with something a bit more unusual. Because this thing is working in a nice multicultural office. It does mean obviously I have to be careful about certain dietary things. So as part of that, I'd made sure that what I did was a vegetarian dish, because that way I've got most of my bases covered, and there was no alcohol in it, no cooking wine, no mirin, rice wines, that sort of stuff, because I was just trying to be considerate of other people. Especially since that one happened within my first month of employment. And it was very much of a, I've decided to get involved with this, even though, like, I no expectation to. But, you know, that's a bit of a weird segue about deviled eggs there for you. Maybe it's just me viewing them as a very American thing, but would any of my American viewers, do you consider it a kind of more of an American food? Who knows? But all the same, eggs are one of those fantastically useful dishes, though. Okay, so I've still got a few of the fairy powder there, so I've got a few already, so that's good. Obviously, I'm going to need more of them. Because mixing the fairy roses and all of the other, like the diamonds. The diamonds is kind of the big issue that slows me down with it, but it's not too much of a problem because they aren't that hard to get, really. Yes, they are frustrating at the best of times, but they're not impossible to get a hold of. Because, yeah, I can reasonably easily find them. I just have to be lucky enough to find them whilst mining, or of course I do have my very handy crystallariums. Now I've only got the 2. Maybe that's something I also need to do more of, is have a larger selection of crystallariums. I forget how you get them though. I can't remember if you make them or not. Maybe you do? I'm not sure. All the same, having a bunch of them probably wouldn't hurt, because that way I could have more diamonds to then get more fairy powder for the very important aging casks. Okay, let's go into the volcano for this bit. I mean, I know it's reasonably late. It's not going to be the end of the world. I'm not going to be here for that long, really. That's not my aim. It's not to be here for that late of a time frame. I am here, though, however, just to see if I can get some more key fruit. And I feel that the likelihood of me being able to do so is probably amplified in the volcano area, because as I'm getting a lot of deposits. Because there just are. I think that's a major thing, is there's just lots and lots of deposits here of a variety of different of copper, iron, and gold, and occasionally iridium as well. So, and I still also need lots more of the cinder shards. I think that's a major thing for me, is I still need more of them because they are fantastically useful. I need 100 of them to get the cinder shard boots. I need more of them generally for upgrades for the weapons. And that is a big thing, though, is being able to upgrade my equipment and the rings as well, because I'm going to amalgamate a couple more rings once I have completed all of the Monster Hunter challenges. I mean, improving the Vampire's ring with the Iridium Band is going to be the next one I've got, because I've got a spare Iridium Band. I have the Vampire's ring. Melding the two together shouldn't be a problem. The next one after that is... let me think. Is going to be the Burglar's Ring, and that one's not, like, impossible to get, but it is, you know, annoying. Because, yeah, I need to sort that out. I think that's the problem, is I just need to sort them out more than anything. Oh well. Right. Come here. Go away, you horrible creatures. I will just murderize you. Just you watch. Murderize you good. Ugh. Well, that's another bit more stone. Again, it's not like stone's a particularly vehemently powerful thing for me at the moment. I do need more of it, though, than I think, because it is used in the manufacture of the preserve pickling jars. It's obviously used in a lot of the general stuff out there, so it is kind of important that I have it, and I'm going to need a lot of it. But all the same, let's try and get more. Let's put a bomb down. That's probably going to be the easiest and most prudent way of doing it, isn't it? Just bomb everything. Bomb it all flat. I mean, come on, it's the best way of doing it. Just get in there, slap a bomb in, don't have to worry about it, because it just goes bang. Like that. Okay, so we're almost at midnight now, so I should probably head back to the farm, because, of course, there's not like a... well, I don't have the return scepter yet, and there's no easy shortcut way out of here until you hit floor 5. You still have to go back through however many floors you've been. It's not like you can just disappear out of here, as one can with other zones. But alas, that's just how that works. Okay. Hopefully I can figure this one out. Okay, I guess that's the big thing, isn't it? It's just making sure I can get back to the farm, put my feet up, have a snooze. 1 AM. Goodness, I am pushing it fine, aren't I? Ooh, do not like this. I need to be very much more careful when I essentially waste time next time, I think. Because, yeah, this could end very badly. I don't really want to pass out on Ginger Island. I mean, I don't know what actually happens if you do that. It's not been something I've ever done. So, don't want to risk it. Okay, that's fine. That's nothing super exciting there. Come on. Here we go. Anything else of use? I mean, not really. Sadly. Well. Well, let's just go to sleep for the night. Okay, so we've made a little bit of money today. We haven't really been able to do much else other than that, unfortunately. Okay, we're on to day 11 now. Let's see, what can we do? So here's the fish conundrum bit that I've got, is what fish is that? Like, I really don't know. I genuinely wish I had any clue. I'm still trying to look at it and going, okay, is it the tiger trout? But no, I have that one. I just wish I had any clue. Well, it's a moot point anyway. I will find out, and I will catch it. That is how this will go. But for now, I'm just going to sort of struggle on and see how well we do. Okay. Well, let's get some living off the land. Is there anything useful here? Not really. Ugh. This is the problem, is obviously now that we're on reruns of the first year, there's quite a lot of not that useful information, because I do think I've managed to get all of the recipes that are available. I mean, I believe I've got them all. That would make sense, I guess. But there's still a few cooking recipes I don't have, and I do need to figure that out. And I think that's my main problem, is I need to figure out what they are and where to get them. C'est la vie. Right. Okay, so let's harvest this kale, because it's raining and the Junimo aren't going to do it today. But yeah, once we've done that, then we're good. Right, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to harvest these. So we've got a few of the key fruit are actually ready for harvest now, so that's nice. It really is going to be a lot of how can we manipulate the growth of these to get more of them more rapidly and actually end up with something useful. I hope. Because, yeah, I'm going to need a lot of them. No ifs and no buts about that one, is there? Unfortunately, I definitely need lots of them. And I need to figure that out. Ah, well. That's just me rambling and ranting as usual. It's just how I roll, I'm afraid. Right. Okay, so I need to replant a bunch of crops anyway. So that's a major component part of this going to be. It's a bean hot pot. What can I do with that other than eat it? Well, let's see what this goes. Okay, nothing super exciting there. That's a shame. That's the thing is, I do really need to get, like, there's got to be some other useful things that I can do with these, with all the crops and such at the moment. I do still know that I don't have enough in the way of other crops, such as, like, I think beans are the one. The green bean is the one that I haven't done a lot of. As weird as that sounds, I haven't shipped out enough of the green beans out yet to go to part of the not the monoculture thing. So yeah, there's some other things that I do need to do with that, but we'll have to double check and see on other crops generally, because there's a few that are kind of handy for me to work on. Okay. Let's put those in the ground. So we've got some more cauliflower. I mean, you can't really go wrong with cauliflower. It's a good, potent, expensive, valuable doodad. Because, doodads are the technical term for the vegetables that are, the word I was looking for there. Fiddlesticks and bunkum. I am considerably more dumb than I'd actually like to let myself on for. Because goodness gracious, do I come up with some weird nonsense sometimes. Oh well. Well, here's what you can do, eh? Right. Okay. Let's have a quick look and see here. Because, of course, we need all of these seeds. But once we've got the seeds sorted, then, we might actually get a decent amount of what we're after. And get it done. There's no other way of really putting it. I need to make sure I have access. And I need these damn key seeds. The key beans. All the beans. Beans, beans, beans. The wonderful fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. As doth go the playground nonsense to do with baked beans. And, yeah. To be fair, though, I can't really say much. I did decide to overly British myself today because I had beans on toast for dinner because I was feeling lazy. And I think that's quite reasonable. But I'm very painfully aware that somebody's going to be like, he ate beans. Weirdo. That sort of thing. Righty. But, it's just different strokes for different folks. And, they're a different bean than what you might expect. Anyway. So let's keep this going. Where next? A lot of it is going to be what I can actually do with in here, for want of a better phrase, because the crops that I've got in here, I'm going to have to dig up at some point, and that's going to kill me a little bit inside to do, but I want to do it because I've got the better fertilizer now as an option, and I'd much rather have a better fertilizer to improve the quality of the ancient fruit that I actually get. Now, of course, that's not going to be too difficult to do. It's just going to hurt me, unfortunately. It's really the only way of putting it. It's going to hurt me, like, to dig up everything in in the greenhouse. It's going to have to happen, though. And it's going to make me sad. But once it does happen, though, that will be quite useful, because then I can reorganize it. So again, I'm going to have to plant things and organize stuff. Actually, what's the point? I just turned ancient fruit into wine. I swear I've ranted about this before. Yeah, there's literally no point in me doing that, because it doesn't matter. Not one bit. Because why would it? If you're just turning it into wine, its initial quality has no bearing. So why the hell does it matter? Oh, goodness gracious. I'm obviously unhinged, as we all know. Clearly just incapable of actually functioning as a normal human being, I swear. Ugh, just such a moron. But yes, that's the thing. I need to be aware of dumb stuff like that, because otherwise I am just going to go derp and just stupid it up an absolute treat. And yeah, that's one of them. Okay. But all the same, in that case, I'd be... Oh no, I was going to say planting them with... replacing them with things that it can improve the speed of the growth. But no, because that only improves the rate of it, the speed at which it grows, not at the speed at which it replenishes the actual seed, such as like on berries and such, as far as I'm aware. I mean, it would be nice if it did make a difference. I mean, I don't think it does, in honesty. I mean, it could do. I don't know. That's the problem. I genuinely do not know. Huh. Okay, so that's something I'm going to have a think about, isn't it? Would it actually make a difference? A test will be done. I have a test farm, so I can, muck about and try things out. So I will give that a go. I very much doubt it does, but it's one of those, like, I bet you it's well recorded on the wiki. But again, because I'm being pig ignorant and refusing to use it, I'm going to essentially gimp myself. But, I've chosen to be an idiot, so respect my choices of being a moron. Ugh, oh well. Let's have a look and see. So I'm just going to go pop some eggs into here for now, because, again, I need to do that repeatedly. Many, many eggs. Many, many eggs. Well, still need the 500 key free. So, we've nearly got all the eggs sorted for Gus. I don't think that's going to take much longer, because I, at minimum, produce 2 chicken eggs a day. So, at worst, the entire thing takes 12 days. So, I'll live. It's not like it's a particularly challenging batch there. But, yeah, I was actually having a think about that one. We've also got the Egg Festival coming soon as well. When is that? It's got to be reasonably close by. Well, let's see if we can catch the blasted fish. I'm not feeling super confident today, as you can probably tell with regards to the blasted fish himself. Because, yes, I would very much like to catch it. Please and thank you. But again, I'm not feeling mad confident in the... Not in my capabilities, it's more that I didn't exactly have much luck, did I? Last time. I would quite like to catch him. Oh well. Let's give it a go. Let's keep it trying. We've got lots to try and do. No. Still nothing. Very frustrating. There's got to be a way of catching him easily, isn't there? Well, one would hope there would be an easy way of catching the fish. But apparently maybe not. Nah, well. It's just how it goes, isn't it? I'm catching lots of carp. And lots of largemouth bass and... and the occasional treasure chest, which has Mr. Key's key beans in, which again, they're useful. They're just not super exciting, really. because, you know, that's actually how this goes. C'est la vie. Oh, come on, please. Please and thank you. No, some more largemouth bass. I mean, 2 of them, because I'm using the wild bait. I mean, if I don't catch the legend this spring, I might cry. But what it'll also mean is I'll have to make a bunch of magic bait. And I don't know. I mean, I know it allows you to catch any fish at any time of season stuff. But how good is that? Like, would it still remain that 10% chance of finding the legend? Is that going to be maintained, or is it you have an even slimmer chance of catching it? And, well, it's quite expensive to make, to put it very kind of bluntly. It's not a cheap thing to manufacture, which then has the secondary impact of, well, if it's really expensive, is that going to, resource-wise, that is. It's not exactly expensive money-wise, because it doesn't cost you anything. But resource-wise, is it going to actually be worth it? Like, me making it? As dumb as that'll sound. Because, yeah, I need to think of that as a general rule, per se, because is it going to help me out with this? And am I going to be able to get what I need from it? But again, we will see. Because, you know, I might not. I might. Who knows? In the same way, I've got to try and hope that I catch the legend at some point, because I am sick and tired of its face. I think that's probably the nicest way I can put it. I am sick and tired of its damn face not being in a fish tank in my house. I don't think I've ever got so frustrated with any of the fish. It's just the legend. I think it's just because I got gimped last year and I wasn't able to catch it because of how infrequently it rained. I should probably rewatch those videos I did and actually find out how little it rained throughout the entirety of the second spring. Well, right, I'll use my last bit of the bait. Okay, that's not the end of the world, only slightly frustrating. I'll live. Okay. Come on. Come on, fishy. Just get here, get on the line, and stay on the line. That's all I can say. And the trouble is, I know that this is not the most exciting and riveting of things to watch somebody just fish repeatedly for a solid few minutes. Because, unfortunately, the fishing minigame is not the most thrilling to watch. But it does give me an opportunity to ramble, which I am quite prone to do so, to be fair. And I'm not exactly... It's not like I dislike rambling about nonsense anyway. The thing is, if there were fish that I could use more, you know, beneficially to cook with, then that wouldn't be so bad. But oh, I can't remember actually. Have I done the? Is there one with largemouth bass? I think so. I just can't remember if I've cooked it or not. That's going to bother me for a little bit, isn't it? I'm going to have to check. I think there is one, but I'm not sure. Well, all the same. Oh, here he is. Ah, fiddlesticks. Got through my hands again. Absolute swine. I will catch him. Just watch. Just you wait, fishy. I will have my revenge, and I will catch you. And then I will be happy. Which, to be fair, is a rare occasion anyway as the walrus, because I am a grumpy old soul. Okay, some green algae. That's not that helpful right now. I mean, it could be handy at some point, not today. Sorry. Appreciate it, but no, I'm good. Okay, so I've got to try and catch something. Come on. Please get caught by me. I just really want to catch him. Ah, come on. Now, of course, I really want to catch the legend, and this unfortunately is going to be where I sound like a complete moron. I managed to hit the record button on my laptop and missed out the 2 failed attempts to catch him. But I did catch the little bugger. Of course, it does make me feel like I've shot myself in the foot because, of course, I was very jubilant about like actually managing to catch it, and I was like, oh yeah, I managed to do things. I feel really pleased with myself, and yeah, I feel like a right twit because I've just managed to yeah, I caught it. It took far too long. Honestly, it took way longer than it had any right to. But it is done. That is the important thing. But what I do need to do now is to bid you all thank you very much for tuning in and watching my video. Hopefully you'll like, share and subscribe, because of course those do really help with all the algorithmic nonsense functions. And I will hopefully catch you all again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.